fine though.
Why, hello there, awesome Beatle fans. Today is Tuesday, and that means you have to deal with me. Today is July 7th, 2009, and it's someone's birthday today. It's a very special guy from a very special band, the Beatles. This guy down here on the end, the little guy, Ringo Starr, whose real name is Richard Starkey. He was born on July 7th, 1940, which also happens to be the day the Second World War started. So today's video is going to be dedicated to Richard Starkey, more recognizably known as Ringo Starr, former drummer of the Beatles. I know I promised that I would do Liverpool London stories in my next video, but I didn't realize that my video would be on a Beatle birthday. And I'm going to do a Beatles birthday right. My entire video is going to be dedicated to Ringo. But to satiate your thirst for London and Liverpool stories, in the sidebar I will put links to a series of pic spams I recently did on beatlepics on Livejournal. But today's video is all about Ringo. I don't know all that much about Ringo, I will admit, but I did gather all of my Ringo memorabilia that I have around the apartment, and I looked up some Ringo facts, and I'm excited to share some Ringo stuff with you today because it's all about Ringo. It's his birthday. First thing, the first little bit I have for you is from the Beatles anthology, this big giant monster 8-pound book of Beatles amazing stuff. I'm going to read you a quote from Ringo himself about his origins. He said, quote, "I was born on 7th July 1940 at number 9 Madron Street, Liverpool 8. There was a light at the end of a tunnel that I had to get to, and I came out like that, and then I was born. There was lots of cheering. In fact, my mother used to say that because I was born, the Second World War started. I don't know what that meant really, I never understood it, but that's what she used to say. I suppose it was the only way they could celebrate, and it could be true. You never can tell." Unquote. I don't think the Second World War started because Ringo Starr was born. But it's kind of cute that his mom would say that. Aww. Also a little funny story. When our tour bus, we took the Magical Mystery Tour bus through Liverpool. When it pulled up to Madron Street, our bus driver told us to look out the left side of the bus, and there was a guy taking a leak. If you're not American, that means he was peeing on a dumpster right next to the Madron Street sign. It was hilarious. Funniest moment of the whole trip. Maybe it was Pete Best. When he started his musical career, he was in a skiffle band called the Eddie Clayton Skiffle Band. And then in 1959, he joined the Raging Texans, who later became Rory Storm and the Hurricanes. And that's when he crossed paths with the Beatles. The Beatles became a fan of his and thought he was the greatest drummer in Liverpool. And I have a quote to support this fact. It is also from the Beatles anthology, and it's from Paul. Paul says, "We really started to think we needed the greatest drummer in Liverpool. And the greatest drummer in our eyes was a guy, Ringo Starr, who had changed his name before any of us, who had a beard and was grown up, and was known to have a Zephyr Zodiac. So we made Ringo an offer to join us, and Pete had to have the dreadful talking to. AKA, had to get kicked out of the band." Ha! This whole video is going to be full of Beatle facts, but this will be the one that I'll pull out and be my Beatle fact of the day. Beatle fact of the day. On August 18th, 1962, Ringo officially became a Beatle. August 18th, 1962. Pretty cool. Favorite picture of Ringo ever during his time with the Beatles. It's from my Images of the Beatles book, and the picture is this one. I do not know how well you can see it, but there you go. He is credited on 2 songs throughout the Beatles' career as a writer. The first one is What Goes On. The second one, Octopus's Garden. The Hard Day's Right book by Steve Turner. It goes through each Beatles song and tells you like little stories behind each Beatles song. And I'll read you the little blurb about Octopus's Garden. Ringo's second and last Beatles song was inspired by a family holiday in Sardinia, which he took in 1968 on board Peter Sellers' yacht. After Ringo had turned down the offer of an octopus lunch, the vessel's captain started to tell him all he knew about the life of octopuses. He told me how they go around the seabed picking up stones and shiny objects to build gardens with, said Ringo. I thought this was fabulous because at the time I just wanted to be under the sea too. I wanted to get out of it for a while. I got to see Ringo Starr last year in July in Kettering, Ohio. I went with my friend Lauren. Hey Lauren! Ringo and his all-star band. It was great. Billy Squier was there. Edgar Winter was there. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely great. I love that word phenomenal. If you haven't noticed, I use it a lot. My last little Ringo thing for this video is going to be from a book that I bought from the Hard Day's Night Hotel gift shop in Liverpool. And it's called Postcards from the Boys by Ringo Starr. It was on sale for £5. A sale is always good. And the book is really neat because it's a collection of postcards that John, Paul, and George sent Ringo over the years. He kept them all and then he compiled them for a book. It accompanies a postcard from John and Yoko. And then the story that Ringo tells with it is awesome. It says, "It's interesting that the apartment I had in Montague Square was where John and Yoko got together, which is true, and I've been to the apartment. They stayed there first and Jimi Hendrix stayed after them. And then I had the house in Weybridge where John and Yoko then went to live, and then we ended up in Tittenhurst where they lived in too. It was just like musical chairs." This was when he was doing Self-Portrait, you know, his Manhood Rising film. We just drove over one day to visit and he's standing there with his camera crew. He couldn't get it up and Yoko's there going, "John, John." He got it up in the end. That's all it says. Funny image of Ringo and Maureen popping in like, "Hey guys, what's good?" Oh. Hey, happy birthday, Ringo. He's 69. Yeah. Best number ever. All you guys are seriously slacking. There was no question of the week this week that I'm aware of, and no one posted a video except me, Anna, and Crystal last week. And then this week, no one posted a Monday video. I'm the first video of the week. What the crap? What is going on? Everybody have a great day in honor of Ringo, and listen to some Ringo music and make a cake or something. He deserves it. Oh! Exciting news. Since there's no question of the week, I'm gonna give you exciting news of the week. I'm going to see Paul McCartney, that's this fool right here, in Atlanta, Georgia on August 18th? 15th. Oh my god, I don't remember the date. What a horrible, horrible Beatles fan I am. 15th. August 15th. It's a Saturday. Look it up. But anyway, I'm going, and a friend of mine from Canada is coming down to ignore me for the trip, but I'm used to that by now. And and my friend Lauren is totally going with me too. I'm taking her as a birthday present to her because she is my friend, and we saw Ringo together and I could not see another Beatle without her. It would just feel wrong. Peace. Peace and love. Peace and love. See you next week.